Have you been trying all the things habit tracking, habit stacking, habit hacking, SMART goals, smarter goals, clear goals? You've just been trying everything under the sun to reach your goals, and you feel like you're not making any progress. Well, let me tell you, you're not alone. The process of goal setting is really, really difficult. But I'm going to be honest, there's one key piece that most people miss when they're setting out to identify their goal and reach them. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Today, I was talking to a new client that I was onboarding, and we were talking about her big vision and her big goals and desires for her life. And I shared with her, and what I'm going to share with you today. A lot of times, far too many times, I feel like people have arbitrary goals. And what I mean by that is they know what goal they want to accomplish, but it doesn't really speak to them. They know what goal they desire to achieve, but it doesn't really resonate or move them in the way that they need it to move them. Think about it. When you have a goal, you think about like the big picture goal. You're like, I want to go back to college, or I want to write a book, or I want to launch a course, or I want to earn 10K. And while these are amazing goals, what's at the core of it? What's at the root of that goal? And why is that goal important? It is so important that we attach meaning and reason and have a strong why with our goals so that it gives us the motivation and the momentum to make it happen. Let me give you an example. If you say that you want to earn 10K every single month, 10K is great. But again, that's a very arbitrary goal. What is the real reason why you want to earn 10K? Maybe you want to pay off debt. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you just want time freedom or don't want to be exhausted living paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe your goal is you want to launch, your first course. You're like, I'm so excited. I want to launch a course. But what is the reason that you want to launch a course? Is it because you want to grow a business? Is it because you want to increase your income? Is it because you want to increase your impact? Maybe your goal is you want to write a book. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to write a book. But when you really think about it, you're like, I'm not as excited to write a book, but what I really want is what the book can do for me. I can add author to my bio. I can start having speaking engagements. I can launch my business that I've always wanted to launch. That is an example of an objective, right? We set goals, but we don't have an objective that allows us to get to that goal, that helps us to identify why that goal is important. Now, you're probably wondering, why do objectives matter? Because no matter what the objective is, you still got to reach the goal, which is 100% true. But let me explain. Stick with me for a moment. You have the goal, which is you want to write a book. Then you have the objective, which is you'd really like to start your own business from it. Now, what you can do is align steps with that objective. So, for example, you may say, I want to start my own business, but the big goal is that you want to write a book and you know that that book will kind of give you an authority. So when you're breaking it down, you have the big goal, you have the objective. Now, what are the action steps? The action steps are that you may need to start showing up on social media. The action steps mean that you may need to step into the identity of owning your own business. The action steps may be that you want to start registering your business or starting to talk to people and bringing people in and letting them know who you are. The reality is those action steps are hard to create unless you have that middle ground where you identify what your big objective is with that goal. Another reason the objective is important is because, again, it gives you the momentum and the motivation you need. I remember for me, when I started my business, I was like, I have no idea how I'm supposed to do this. I was working a full-time job, a part-time job, writing a book, trying to create a course, taking care of 2 kids, and in grad school full-time, and I was exhausted. But I kept feeling like there had to be more. I knew I was called to more, and I knew that this is what I wanted. So I'll be honest, I had no clue how it was going to fit. In fact, even looking back, I don't know how I made it fit. But every time I tried to make excuses, I remembered my objective. And my objective for starting a business was I wanted to leave a legacy for my daughters, and I wanted to be able to highly impact and change people's lives all over the world. So on those mornings when my alarm clock went off and I had to get up before work and record videos or get up before work and write out content, and I would be exhausted, I would remind myself that my why is so much bigger than any reason or excuse or barrier or obstacle that's standing in front of me. This is why an objective is so important. So moving forward, when you think of your big goal, don't just say you want to earn 10K a month. Understand that you want to earn 10K a month, and that's the big picture. But the objective is that you'd like to be debt free. That the objective is that you'd like to be able to travel to Paris. That the objective is you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. And then break it down to the action steps that are going to align with that objective. What action steps match that? Maybe you're starting to pay off debt. Maybe for you, you're looking into ways to earn extra money. Maybe for you, you're starting to save more strategically or say no to things that waste your money. Remember that it's so much bigger than just identifying a goal. It's important that you're actually able to identify the objective and reason behind it and the action steps that will help you to reach that objective, which will in turn help you to reach that goal. So now I'm going to challenge you to think of your big picture goal, that goal you've been holding tight to, that goal you've been envisioning for your life. And then I want you to break it into the 3 categories. So you have the goal. Then I want you to break it down into the objective. What is at the core, at the root, at the base of that goal? Why is that goal important? Why do you have excitement towards that goal? Why do you have a desire to reach that goal? And then I want you to break it down to the 3rd step, which is the action steps that lead to that objective, which in turn lead to that goal. And so I'm done talking your head off. Now it's your time to go ahead, dive in, like I said before, get started, really take some time to reflect on this. And what I bet you'll find is you will find that motivation that you were looking for when you set the arbitrary goal, because now you've aligned that goal with what your true desires, your true passion, and where your heart really is. So I'm so excited for you, and I'm gonna let you dive in and get started, and I'll chat with you guys later.